It's Monday, November 7th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a moose on the loose near Bradley International Airport, a boater rescued in Stamford, and some important pre-election information. Frank Granito joins us with a Nutmeg sports update and a look at your forecast. And later on, Donna Lang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, Stamford police have identified the Stamford High School student fatally struck by a van outside of the school on Saturday morning. The Stamford Advocate reports that the accident occurred just before 7:30 in the morning as Karina Tierrero Araguin, 18 years old of Bedford Street, was attempting to cross a wide stretch of Strawberry Hill Avenue when a 2000 Chevrolet Express driven by a 37-year-old Stamford man struck her. The van driver stayed at the scene and was cooperative with investigators. Drugs, alcohol, and distracted driving do not appear to be factors in that accident, police said. Students were taking SAT exams at the school, but police could not confirm whether the victim was headed to take that test. The stretch of Strawberry Hill Avenue near the high school has been a dangerous spot for pedestrians. The Advocate reports that there have been several accidents in recent years. A 65-year-old Stamford man who was a teacher at the high school was struck and killed back in 2014. Stamford High athletic events over the weekend included a moment of silence for the student. And on Sunday afternoon, the Stamford Fire Department rescued a boater trapped on a sinking boat in the waters off of Cove Island. In a combined effort between the U.S. Coast Guard and 911 Dispatch Center, the position of the boat was determined to be approximately 3 miles south of Cove Island. Stamford Fireboat 236 with a crew of 4 firefighters used GPS coordinates from the boater's cell phone to plot a course to that vessel. In less than 10 minutes, the vessel in distress was located more than halfway to the north shore of Long Island. There was one person in that 13-foot boat fighting a losing battle to bail out water while adrift in 3 to 4 foot seas. Stamford firefighters were able to rescue the boater and transport him to West Beach Boat Dock, where he was evaluated by Stamford EMS and released. And in Bridgeport, a man driving a silver Monte Carlo fired shots Sunday at a man on the steps of a residence at 942 Capitol Avenue. No one was injured during that shooting. Police said they received a report from a woman who observed an African-American male wearing a gray hoodie run out of the residence at 620 Capitol Avenue with a gun in his hand. The witness said the man jumped onto the Monte Carlo and then fired shots at the residence of 942 Capitol Avenue. No arrests have yet been made in that incident. And Shelton police arrested a Monroe man after he sideswiped 5 vehicles on Howe Avenue and led officers on a foot chase in a nearby area. This happened last Thursday, November 3rd, just after 9 at night, when Shelton police received several 911 calls of a 6-vehicle car accident near 550 Howe Avenue. When police units arrived, they discovered a Honda Accord that sideswiped 5 vehicles parked in the southbound lane. According to police, a passenger in the Honda informed officers that her boyfriend, 21-year-old Raymond Pizarro of Monroe, was the driver of the vehicle and fled after those collisions. Officers searched the area and allegedly spotted Pizarro running into a wooded area. Officers chased and caught Pizarro in the woods. He was charged with driving under the influence, evading responsibility, as well as interfering with an officer. Pizarro is due in court on November 17th. And a man wanted out of both Norwalk and Waterbury has police seeking the public's help. Norwalk police say they have an active arrest warrant for 30-year-old Edwin Sanchez. He's wanted on burglary and larceny charges. He's also a person of interest in a number of car burglaries in Norwalk. Police said Sanchez is also wanted for escaping a halfway house in the Waterbury area. Anyone with information about his location is asked to contact Norwalk police at 203-854-3111. And are you suffering from a case of the Mondays? Well, Connecticut State Police report that so was a moose that found itself trapped in the Enterprise Rent-A-Car parking lot at Bradley International Airport. Route 20 was briefly shut down while a team of troopers from East Granby and the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection corralled it back to open woods and swampland. As you could see, it was captured on dash cam. State police say that you can file this under things they don't tell you about in the Academy. And Secretary of State Denise Merrill is reminding voters about Election Day voter registration do's and don'ts. Merrill said you cannot vote if you are not registered before 8 p.m. on Election Day. For that reason, if you're waiting until Election Day to register, the state asks that you please get to your Election Day registration site as early as possible. It's the only way you'll be guaranteed an opportunity to vote. Merrill said applicants will be able to enter their information into the online registration system to expedite the process. However, they will still need to go to the Election Day registration site and wait in line to finalize their applications. Only after they registered will they be able to cast a vote. People intending to register on that day can get more information at myvote.ct.gov. But let's switch gears and throw it over now to Frank Granito for a look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Beautiful outside with an abundance of sun expected throughout the day, a high of 53 degrees and wind gusts of up to 15 miles per hour later on today. Clear skies this evening and carrying through overnight with an expected low of 40 degrees heading into Tuesday morning. Warmer on Tuesdays with temperatures back up into the low 60s. Mostly sunny skies during the day before some late cloud cover moves in overnight. Temperatures drop down to 46 as the cloud cover hangs around for Wednesday morning. And Wednesday, there is a chance for passing showers during the day. It'll be mostly cloudy throughout Wednesday with temperatures in the mid to high 50s. Passing showers are possible through the evening, and it will be overcast and windy Wednesday night with temperatures dropping all the way down into the mid-30s. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Ng takes a look back on this day in history. Frank has some sports highlights from over the weekend, and we have some more local news coming up after this. Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Hi, this is Leo Carl from Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan. And you've heard me talk about the Chevy Volt for years. The new model gets 53 miles on EV charge daily, plus 420-mile full range. But don't take my word for it. You need to come in and test drive the Volt yourself. Visit us at 261 Elm Street in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
As you're getting back to your regular schedules, we're excited to get back to doing what we do best, offering you the freshest seasonal fare and all the ingredients for a healthy start to school. So shop Walter Stewart's for everything fresh, from A, apples to Z, zucchini, and from cotton candy grapes to back to nature all-natural snack bags. We save you time by stocking all of your favorite back-to-school essentials under one roof. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com. At Whip Blow Dry Bar and Salon of Ridgefield, it's all about creating a hassle-free, high-end experience for the entire family. Open 7 days a week, the makeup and hairstyle salon on Governor Street has it all. From color services, men's haircuts with a complimentary microbrew, affordable kids cuts, and more. And our blowout package includes a shampoo, scalp massage, blowout of your choice, and a lipstick application done by a celebrity makeup artist. Download the Whip Salon app to view the styles and book appointments. Get more information at whipsalon.com, 203-442-6444, or find Whip on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
On Election Day in Connecticut, the HAN network has you covered with real-time results and analysis.
Will your town vote for Trump or for Clinton?
And who will be representing you in Hartford and in Washington, D.C.? HAN's news reporters and editors will be out in the field talking to the candidates, collecting results, and we'll be breaking it all down on air with live local analysis you won't find anywhere else.
Watch Connecticut Election Night 2016 live
November 8th at 8 p.m. on HAN.network and Frontier Communications channels 600 and 1600.
We're back on this November 7th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Donna Lang to take a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, Kate, this is an anniversary. If you're a certain age, you will always remember where you were. First, we're going to go to 1811. The Battle of Tippecanoe fought near present-day Battleground, Indiana. The 2-hour battle was inconclusive, but when the natives ran low of ammunition and withdrew, the Americans, under William Henry Harrison, burned the village of Prophetstown to the ground and then claimed victory. Harrison would go on to become the president in 1841 with the famous Tippecanoe and Tyler II tandem with John Tyler. Harrison would then die of pneumonia on his 32nd day in office. To 1908, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid reportedly killed in San Vicente, Bolivia. That's Butch there on the right and Sundance there sitting on the left. The two outlaws were known to have fled South America, but it does bear mentioning that the Bolivian troops had no idea of the men's true identity, and they were never conclusively identified. 1940, Tacoma, Washington. The original Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapses in a windstorm 4 months after its completion. For 2 years while under construction, the bridge's deck had swayed in windy conditions. World War II delayed construction of a new bridge for 10 years. The old bridge, by the way, remains under Puget Sound, where it has become an artificial reef and a popular place for wildlife to hang out. Finally, now we go to 1991, the 25th anniversary of this.
First of all, let me say good late afternoon. Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today. I just want to make clear, first of all, that I do not have the AIDS disease, because I know a lot of you want to know that, but the HIV virus. My wife is fine. She's negative, so no problem with her. I plan on going on, living for a long time.
That was Magic Johnson announcing that he is infected with HIV and retiring from the NBA. Magic would go on to win a gold medal at the 1992 Olympics and has since become an HIV/AIDS spokesman, an entrepreneur, and also part owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is your look back in history for today, November 7th, and I'm Donald Lang.
All right, thanks so much, Don. In other news today, Easton police and school officials have collaborated to make parking more voter-friendly at the polls on Election Day. Samuel Staples Elementary School is Easton's sole polling place, and of course, polling hours are 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. The volume of voters expected to turn out for the presidential election and previous complaints about insufficient handicapped parking spaces prompted police and school leaders to seek a workable solution. Police Chief Tim Shaw said that they worked together to come up with a plan to give easier access to the voters. You can get a lot more on that story at eastoncourier.com. But let's throw it back over to Frank Granito for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Saturday afternoon, we were at Fairfield Ludlow High School for the girls volleyball FCAC Championship, featuring two teams looking to win their first ever conference title. In what was the finale of the HAN Network's Championship Week coverage, we saw what may have been the most exciting game all week long between Stanford and McMahon. Here are some of the highlights from Saturday's championship game.
If Stanford takes the point, they lead 1-0. Far side for Pellegrino.
That one falls into the net. Stanford takes the first set.
And what an exciting first set it was. 25-23. Just get this in. In play. They go right back to Morton on the far side.
Great defensive play.
They've got to come over from the back line. Jacobo, is it going to go out? It does. We're tied up at 1. You could tell the Black Knights looked a little uncomfortable in the middle there.
Unmentioned Knight, but she'd had some great defensive play throughout the set so far.
All the way across on the second touch. Ball is off the fingertips of DeJager. And the Stanford Black Knights now a set away from their first ever FCAC championship. It's 2-1 at the end of 3.
Girl, don't give up. Fight, fight, fight.
One more time, she gets it. Dardis.
Communication. Now that we need them to reset.
Free ball opportunity.
Outside for Morton.
Going up. They're going to play 5.
They're going 5. What a way to finish from Taylor Morton.
Both teams sent over to their benches. What a fourth set. 25-19 for the Senators. We'll be back with the 5th and decisive set. Stanford has to win by 2. They lead 14-11.
Good serve for Morton going outside to O'Connor.
She goes up. She got it! Stanford, for the first time, are champions of the FCIAC in volleyball.
So congratulations to Stanford, who wins their first ever FCIAC championship after coming up short in 4 finals before this one. The Black Knights won by a final score of 3-2, and the junior Andrea O'Connor was named the tournament MVP. Stanford and McMahon have both earned first-round byes for the state tournament, which will begin later this week, but we'll have more on that tournament and all the other CIAC tournaments that begin on Nutmeg Sports this afternoon. Of course, Friday night we did have football in the FCIAC, and we were at Staples High for the St. Joe's Cadets and the Staples Wreckers, who are clinging to their playoff life entering into the game. Ultimately, St. Joe's proved to be too much, coming out on top 24-17. Here's a look at the highlights from Friday's game.
We are at Staples High School. The Wreckers clinging to their playoff lives with a record of 5-2, and they welcome the number 2 team in Class M, the St. Joe's Cadets. First time on first down this drive, the Wreckers have come up slow. A little miscommunication on the motion, but Pooley busting through the line of scrimmage. Touchdown, Wreckers! Babineau gives inside again. No, he keeps it himself. Heading for the goal line. Touchdown, Cadets. It's a read option play. The DN bit. 1st and 10 for the Wreckers with 2:15 remaining. They go to Pooley inside. Steps around a couple of tacklers, and now he's loose. Gets a block late. Pooley down the left sideline. Pooley at the 30. Pooley to the 20. To the 10. 5. Touchdown, Wreckers.
You don't need to throw the ball to have a quick strike offense, and there it was.
Babineau looking to the right. Flush from the pocket now. He's got to escape. Looks to get rid of it. He's got Malazzi open. Touchdown, Cadets. He held on. Babineau and Sheridan in the backfield calling out possible blitzers. They fake the slant. Malazzi on the corner route. Touchdown, Cadets. And Speed in the backfield. Blitz coming. Speed escapes. Now he's off on the run outside the pocket. Heading for the first down marker. He goes over the top. 34-yard attempt for the junior. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up, end over end, and it is good. With 7:19, Vandermeer connects from 34. We'll see if St. Joe's has to run another play, and they will not. The clock is under 25. The Cadets are celebrating as they wind the play clock now. And John, the Wreckers are going to fall to 5-3. The Cadets now 7-1 following a 24-17 win.
With the win, St. Joe's now sits at 7-1 and in control for potentially the number 1 seed in the Class M playoffs. They play against West Hill this coming weekend. Staples now finds themselves at 5-3. With the Darien Blue Wave coming to town, they are on the outside looking in for the Double L playoffs, with Greenwich looming as well. We'll have more on football on Nutmeg Sports, and of course a preview of all of the state games, and a look back again at Championship Week, that at 2 o'clock. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking, to a partner that makes small businesses feel big, where community comes first, where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch, where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver, where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well, bank smart, bank local, bank well.
1, 2, 3, Abby! You know!
I want to find out how good I am.
Yes, sir! If you relax, you get blown out. Let's get it done! Let's get it done!
What can you take advantage of right now?
Again, come on!
I can push myself way beyond what you think.
Pressure technique. Bring it back.
Washington Pride. now open on Main Street in Georgetown. Come enjoy our relaxed setting, excellent service, award-winning nightly happy hours, and feast on our creative new American cuisine. Connecticut Magazine's winner for Best Steak, Washington Prime of Georgetown.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign up now for InSports fall and winter lacrosse clinics and leagues. With programs ranging from first grade all the way through high school, there's something for every lacrosse player at all levels. Programs include college coaches clinics, youth box winter leagues, high school winter leagues, and 7-on-7 tournaments. For more information and pricing, visit us at insportscenters.com. Like us on Facebook.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure with me, Steve Coulter, and our Arts and Leisure editor, Sally Sanders, Mondays at 12:30, right here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter, and I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
We're back on this Monday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network, recapping some of the top stories that we're following today, including that Stamford police have identified the Stamford High School student fatally struck by a van outside of the school on Saturday morning. The Stamford Advocate reports that accident occurred just before 7:30 in the morning as Karina Tierrejo Araguin, 18 years old of Bedford Street, was attempting to cross a wide stretch of Strawberry Hill Avenue when a 2000 Chevrolet Express driven by a 37-year-old Stamford man struck her. The van driver stayed at the scene and was cooperative with investigators. Drugs, alcohol, and distracted driving do not appear to be factors in that accident, police said. Students were taking SAT exams at the school, but police could not confirm whether the victim was headed there to take the test. The stretch of Strawberry Hill Avenue near the high school has been a dangerous spot for pedestrians. The Advocate reports that there have been several accidents in recent years. A 65-year-old Stamford man who was a teacher at the high school was struck and killed back in 2014. Stamford High athletic events over the weekend included a moment of silence for the student. And on Sunday afternoon, the Stamford Fire Department rescued a boater trapped on a sinking boat in the waters off of Cove Island. In a combined effort between the U.S. Coast Guard and 911 Dispatch Center in Stamford, the position of the boat was determined to be about 3 miles south of Cove Island. Stamford Fireboat 236, with a crew of 4 firefighters, used the GPS coordinates from the boater's cell phone to plot a course to the vessel. In less than 10 minutes, the vessel in distress was located more than halfway to the north shore of Long Island. There was one person in that 13-foot boat fighting a losing battle to bail out water while adrift in 3 to 4 foot seas. Stamford firefighters were able to rescue the boater and transport him to West Beach Boat Dock, where he was evaluated by Stamford EMS and released. And in Bridgeport, a man driving a silver Monte Carlo fired shots Sunday at a man on the steps of a residence at 942 Capitol Avenue. No one was injured in that shooting, which occurred around noon. Police say they received a report from a woman who observed an African-American male wearing a gray hoodie run out of the residence at 620 Capitol Avenue with a gun in his hand. The witness said the man jumped into the Monte Carlo and fired shots at the residence of 942 Capitol Ave. No arrests have been made in that incident. And Shelton police arrested a Monroe man after he sideswiped 5 vehicles on Howe Avenue and led officers on a foot chase in a nearby area. This happened last Thursday, November 3rd, just after 9 at night. Shelton police received several 911 calls of a 6-vehicle accident near 550 Howe Avenue. When police units arrived, they discovered a Honda Accord that sideswiped 5 vehicles parked in the southbound lane. According to police, a passenger in that Honda informed officers that her boyfriend, 21-year-old Raymond Pizarro of Monroe, was the driver of the vehicle and fled immediately after the collisions. Officers then searched the area and allegedly spotted Pizarro running into a nearby wooded area. Officers chased and caught him, and he was charged with driving under the influence, evading responsibility, and interfering with an officer. He's scheduled to appear in court on November 17th. And finally, if you are suffering a case of the Mondays, Connecticut State Police report that so was a moose that found itself trapped in the Enterprise Rent-A-Car parking lot at Bradley International Airport. As you can see on that dash cam video, Route 20 was briefly shut down while a team of troopers and members from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection corralled it back into the open woods and swampland. State Police said on Facebook that they can file this under things they don't tell you about in the academy. But let's start over to Frank Gordito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Again, beautiful outside today. Plenty of sun and a high of 53 degrees. Little windy in the afternoon, but clear skies expected overnight with a low of 40 degrees heading into Tuesday morning. Back up in the 60s are temperatures on Tuesday. Mostly sunny during the day, but we'll see some clouds move in overnight in the late evening. Temperatures down in the mid 40s again. Wednesday, there's a chance for passing showers earlier in the day. It'll be mostly cloudy in the afternoon, maybe 1 or more 2 showers in the evening, but then cooling all the way down into the 30s and mostly cloudy overnight. Thank you, Kate. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We're going to wrap things up here on your coffee break, but we have HAN Arts and Leisure coming up at 12:30. Of course, Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. And we'll be back for your coffee break tomorrow at 11, getting you ready for our election night coverage tomorrow starting at 8. We'll tell you more about it then. Have a great day.